It's gonna be one of those
sound.
shows.
It is gonna be one of those shows.
Oh my god.
I think this is right.
Hello, it's me, Brian Barnett.
Oh my
Fucking
god.
dying over here.
Oh my god. We're live, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
It's episode 208 of The Platformers, a show about nerdy cultures. I am your host, Brian Barnett.
I'm Joshua Mobley.
I'm Chris Shriver.
And this week we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, including the fact that boosted, motherfucker, I got stabbed today.
Maybe that's why he's acting this way.
You got your booster?
I got my fucking 6G.
I can't
Yeah,
remember.
tight.
Were you super sick after your first and second dose?
My first one, I was like sore and achy. My second one, I think I slept almost the whole day afterwards.
Yeah, I slept for a good 9 hours after my second one, and then I woke up and I was ravenous.
Yeah.
And I just ate for days.
I woke up as if
But after
from a
that, I
dream.
was fine. I've heard the second one is similar to, or your booster is similar to your first one, so I'm excited about that. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
they
gonna
told
get
me that
mine.
This is similar to the first two.
I'm gonna try and get mine when I'm not working, so that I can just kind of sleep.
Yeah, I need to see if I can schedule a weekend off and do it then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
What's
it was
up,
not-
Mom?
That's the time to do it, because I don't want to have to be working. I'm like,
It's
man, my
not,
arm hurts and I'm so sleepy.
Yeah.
This sucks.
It's not a great thing. It's not a great thing to be doing it on the
Tired?
day you're supposed to start a big new project and then can't. And then, so tomorrow, the day that I'm going to be having all my symptoms is the day that I'm actually starting the huge new project. So,
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited. I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's a, people probably know what it is, but it's something I've been looking forward to for quite some time. How's everybody else doing? Other than me being salty and
I've been
all that business.
in this chair since 7 a.m.
You didn't get up?
I've gone to the bathroom a few times, but for the most part,
In the chair.
I've been in the chair, just staring at this computer. It's one of those
Yeah.
days. I've just been in the.
It's been.
in the
I'm with
zone.
you. It's been a
One of those
busy
days!
day,
Yeah.
and it's Monday, and I'm already when's Friday?
Yeah.
I'm ready for
And,
it to be.
I
over.
had one of the best weekends I've had in a long time, not counting my wedding, because that was a really great weekend.
Mhm.
I
That was a
saw
good one.
Ghostbusters. I
Mhm.
saw Bond, the new James Bond.
I saw the new James Bond, so we can talk about that.
I played Hot Wheels. I played Kana. I played Halo.
Is it Kana? I thought it was Kenna.
It's Kana.
Mm.
Yeah, it's in a lot of press stuff, it was Kina, and
Mhm.
And then you play
That's-
the game and everyone calls you Kana. And it's
yeah,
oh,
and it's
all right.
not yeah.
You're like,
I haven't
oh,
played it, but I've
I'm.
heard people talk about that.
You're like, I'm a dick.
Yep.
I mean, the PR people who are making these videos for this game where they talk about it are dicks. Not my
Oh,
fault.
did
you
they
can't
did
pronounce
they
it right.
say that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, in
Sony
the press
absolutely.
releases.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
it was
someone
Kina.
Yeah.
internally complained about that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway,
Busy week.
and Josh, you said you had some cool stuff to talk about, right?
Yeah, dog. I got stuff to talk about.
Where do we want to start? Do we want to start with some movies? We want to start with some of the games that we've been doing. I've really, other than watching James Bond and just an absolute metric shit ton of It's Always Sunny, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh,
Which
it's
is
my favorite
awesome.
show.
I've been playing a bunch more Pokemon Soul Silver. So
Oh, the SoulSilver. You're not even playing the. That's right.
No.
You're not playing the new old one.
no, I'm not
The
playing the new old one. I'm playing the one that
Diamond and whatever.
Brilliant Diamond and Subservient Pearl.
Why
Okay.
is it subservient?
Because I can't remember what the other one is.
Shining.
Shining Pearl? That's
Shining
boring.
Pearl. That's
There
the
was
one I'm
something that
playing.
I did where I tweeted at Stella, and it was just the name, just bizarre names of Pokemon. I'll look it
Yeah.
up. We were just making up names because they're gonna run out of weird things to say about these games.
They're pretty much there already, and I think
Yeah.
fourth gen is really where you start to feel it.
I'm sure they have a name generator they've programmed now. That's
Yeah.
just like Shporticon. You're like, great.
Like
Ship it.
This is my first time playing the 4th gen games, and the more I play it, the more I'm like, man, this is really when they started dropping the ball. And like people, and I don't know, I'm an OG Pokemon guy. Like people love Black and White and Black and White 2, and I just never. That's when Vanillish came into the fray. Like,
see, that's nonsense.
Vanillish and Chandelure, like.
Well, and wait, did they come in there, or did them and Klefki come in with X and Y?
I thought it was Black and White and Black and White. I could be wrong, but
okay.
I mean, that's what I'm saying,
man.
though. These later generations of Pokemon games is when it starts to really fall apart. But like we said last week, X and Y, I still think is like the best one that they've put out. And that's that's the last great one that I think they've put out.
I know I'm like pretty alone in this, but I really liked Sun and Moon. I thought that the new Pokemon they introduced in that generation were the best they've done in a while.
I don't know why. I should go back to that game.
I played the demo for that because I had to for work, but
now also remember,
never actually played the game.
I might be biased because my favorite Pokemon, Toxapex, is in that game. Not actually my favorite Pokemon, but I love that joke.
Is that a joke? Is that like a meme?
It is now, because every time Pokemon comes up, he reminds us that his favorite Pokemon is Toxapex. And he's the only person that talks about it.
I mean, it's a good one. I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you want from me.
I don't know. This is my Pokemon. His name is Linguini. This is his tail.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, so I've just been playing. I just finished the 8th gym. And then this motherfucker has the audacity to tell me, after I beat her in a battle the likes of which the world has never seen, and I almost lose to all of her water and dragon Pokemon, and I finally eke out a victory after grinding a bunch and getting my I've nicknamed all my Pokemon, so I don't know what they actually are. But my water/ground type Weepums.
Oh my!
You nickname your Pokemon?
Yeah, I don't do that.
I don't do it either.
I didn't used to, but I do now.
Interesting.
Because I just name them whatever the first thing is that comes to my head. So right now my party is Parker the tree, Spike the flame weevil or weasel, whatever. Weepums the like muddy lizard guy. Egg, the white floaty thing with a bunch of shapes on it.
For your trying times.
Yes, exactly.
Trying times.
Then I've got Lambie, my yellow electric sheep. And then I've got Charger, which is my big old horny beetle.
Heracross?
Yes. Actually, let me go in and see the names. So I have Sudowoodo, Typhlosion.
I love that name. Oh my god.
He's a great one.
Sudowoodo. It's such a good name.
It is. Yeah, so I have Sudowoodo, Typhlosion, Quagshire, Togetic, Ampharos, and Heracross.
Yeah, Quagshire.
Yeah, Quagshire.
Is that what I said?
Well, you said Quagsire, so we were going.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey there, Quagshire.
Yeah, but like that's my team. I wasn't super happy with, because Weepums, my little water boy, was very weak for an extraordinarily long time. And like I would run into this issue, which I don't remember having in other games, where there were just certain stretches of the game that just weren't good for any of my Pokemon that I had. In previous generations, which is like, I think I've played every generation except for Gold and Silver and Black 2/White 2. I think I played all the others. And in every other game, there's like different stretches where it's like, okay, here's the part of the game where your fire Pokemon is going to get just jacked up. And then, okay, here's a cave and there's a lot of Geodudes. This is where your water Pokemon is going to shine. Here's XYZ, like all sorts of stuff. But because I stuck with like other Pokemon, like because I tried to make a grass one work for a long time. So I had my grass Pokemon, Little Demon, which is the little red one with the leaf wings. And then he evolved twice into like a Dandelion or something.
I hate that you don't know the names of these.
I don't know the names of them either.
This is like killing me.
I think it was Hoppip.
Oh, okay. And then
I've heard of that one.
And then it goes into
and then it evolves into a green one with a helicopter blades on the top, and then it evolves into a floating Dandelion Blueberry.
Yes.
And it just was never good. Like it had good like status moves, but it didn't have good like damage moves.
Yeah.
And like when 3/4 of my team was made of like something / flying, it's just not good. Because then if you run into one rock type, he's just going to wipe you out.
Yeah.
Or electric or all that sort of stuff.
What'd you think of that Miltank with rollout?
I fucking destroyed that thing.
Oh, wow.
I like fell ass backwards into a perfect strategy for that. Because I remember playing this way back when I lived in Singapore. When I had like actually a pirated game cart for my Game Boy that had both silver and gold on it. Mm-hmm. As well as like I think like 99 other Game Boy games. But I remember being really stuck there. But I had Flash on my Mareep, so I like went in and like I think I used Thunder Wave to paralyze it, and then I just used that. Like I just reduced its or no. I had Togepi, and I used Charm, which sharply reduces its attack. So I basically did that, and then I switched to Mareep and did Flash so that it reduced its accuracy down to nothing. So it did like no damage, and it almost never hit me.
Oh wow!
And then I just switched to Heracross and used like Rock Smash until it was dead. Oh no! And then I used my Togepi also and yawned, and then put it to sleep, and then just punched it to death.
Yeah.
And even if it woke up, like it doesn't matter because you can't do any damage.
Yeah.
So then it just like obliviated that whole thing. It was dope.
Wow.
I had no problems with it whatsoever once I actually got my team.
Yeah.
Going, but it's taken a minute, and I had to like switch it up a few times. Like I was playing with a couple of other ones, but like otherwise, like I get why people like this generation. It's so hard for me to say because I've experienced so many of them. It's hard for me to say like, oh yeah, this one's definitely the best. But like, I like it. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think some of the new Pokemon are good. I mean, in the first one, there basically weren't hardly any good electric Pokemon. Like Raichu was okay.
Raichu's my boy. Don't talk.
He's cool. He's cool. He's just not very strong.
He's cooler than Pikachu.
You know what I mean? There's that one. There's like Electabuzz and then Jolteon, and I think that's it.
Electrode.
Oh yeah, Electrode. If you want to use those lame ones.
Magnetite,
yeah, if you want to be
Zapdos.
dumb, then you can use those. Yeah.
You know,
Zapdos is strong.
I have an electric Pokemon trading card game deck that is just feels like cheating sometimes. It's so good.
But yeah, it's good. It's good. I've been annoyed a few times in this where like I get lost or like I'm not sure what to do because I've had to return to like the same town like 3 times to do stuff that I didn't realize I was gonna have to do, like with the radio tower and different stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's kind of annoying. And like I like missed Fly when I could have gotten it, and it just like I would like go like 3 towns further than I needed to go, and then like realize, oh, I actually have to go back to that old town that I was at ages ago to get an HM that I need to proceed, and like nobody told me anything about that, which is like I don't know how I feel about that because I can't sit here and criticize. I mean, I suppose I could. I don't want to criticize things like Metroid Dread for being handholdy and telling me like where I need to be going and what I need to be doing, and then also criticize it when a game makes me feel like I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to have my cake and eat it too. So and it's only happened like a couple of times, but like I went to try to get, I was like, hey, somebody told me I can go to this cave, and now I have this whirlpool HM, so I'm gonna go into this thing. And I went all the way down to the bottom, and there was just nothing there. And then I looked it up on the internet, and it's like, oh yeah, you got to interact with these ladies like 5 times, and then after the 8th gym, you have to fight them, and then they give you this bell, and then the legendary Pokemon is down there. And I'm like, fuck, like, I just went all this way for nothing. And then the exact same thing happened when I was trying to prepare for this dragon gym, and somebody was like, go get the Lapras in this in the basement of this cave. And I went all the way there, and it just wasn't there. And then it's like, oh, it's only here on Fridays. And then I changed the clock on my computer, and it's still not there.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it like do they just read the internet or something? They go by internet time or something?
I have no idea. So, but anyway,
I know, I think the Metal Gear HD remakes, or not remakes, but the re-releases, like, did that, where, you know, because people used to, like, turn the clock to beat the old man, the end. Yeah, I forgot what his name was, but and I think they made you have like change it in a certain. You had to do us like a certain thing, or they changed it somehow. I don't remember, but
it is weird though, because I'm opening it like, and I'm playing this on an emulator, but like I'm opening it, or like loading the game when I've been playing it during the daytime, and it's, you know, it's night here, and then I'll load it up, and then immediately it'll switch from the day palette to the night palette, which like. I like that it's introduced so many things. So like I realize that a big part of why people probably love this game is that it just introduced some real banger mechanics into the game that were a huge improvement over the originals. And I think that like it hit a lot of people where it was like, yo, you had nostalgia for the first one. This isn't that far off from that time period in your life, but now here's way more. So like I definitely understand why people like it so much. I just feel like there's a lot of ease of use stuff that was introduced in later games, like your TMs can be used an infinite number of times, which I like and prefer, because like now in this one it's like I have 1 copy of Ice Beam.
Helps you like not make mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You know. And then later they're like, no, you should have put Fly on. You shouldn't have put Fly on your Charizard or whatever.
Yeah,
then
exactly.
It takes away a slot. You know, that always sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really, really sucks. But thankfully, and I don't know if this was the case for Gold or Silver, but in SoulSilver, there's definitely a move deleter where you can take them and just get rid of those moves.
That was in the original, but it was it was the type of thing where it was like, yeah, you can get rid of moves, but like it's not like you get those TMs back. Like they're just gone at that point. So like
yeah, it's mainly HMs that I want to forget, because like if I'm teaching somebody something, like I want them to have, like when I taught Weepum's Ice Beam, it was like I need somebody to fight dragons. Like I have to have someone.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I tried using the legendary or not legendary, because there's no legendary. I guess there's legendaries, but it means a different thing. The shiny Gyarados that I got.
Yeah.
Because like it has like some dragon moves, and I tried it, and it's just like it's not working. So I was like, well, I can give Gyarados Ice Beam, but like I've used Gyarados before, and I want to like I forget when it was, but I think it was like in either X or Y or Sword or Shield or one of those games, which we played while we were doing the show, where I was just like, I'm just not going to use any of the Pokemon that I've used before. And I don't remember why I did that. I think it was just to make me branch out, because I just kept using the same team over and over again. And it's just like, it's the same game, basically. So I just wanted to try to use new ones. So I didn't want to use Gyarados because I've used them before. So I'm excited to get the Legendary. I don't know whether I have SoulSilver, so I'm assuming the one on the cover is the one that I'm going to get, and I'm going to end up with Luke.
I would assume.
Yeah.
I've heard Ho-Oh is like really fucking strong.
Pikachu.
I mean, they're both really good.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm having fun with it.
Cool.
That's what really matters.
That's right.
Yeah, I've already put like I don't know how accurate this is, because I've like been idling and like watching TV, like specifically like at night if we're not playing Halo, which has been increasingly, more nights lately. We'll just like pop on It's Always Sunny and just like watch through that, and I'll just sit on my laptop and just watch and just like play Pokemon.
Yeah.
So
I'm so excited for it to come back in like a week.
Something like
this
that.
week. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So we started over at the beginning, and I think we're almost to season 8 right now. So we've just been
Damn.
You're getting
we've
there.
just been chugging through it. The crazy thing is I was like, I haven't seen that much of It's Always Sunny. I still have not seen more than I think 1 or 2 episodes that I hadn't seen before. So I'm really curious to figure out at what point I actually dropped off of the
man.
show.
How many seasons are there?
The most it's at
14.
like 13. The most recent season is like so good. And it finally does the thing that they always like joke about doing, you know, in sitcoms where they're like nothing changes, where it's like some stuff actually does change in the most recent season. But like it's good stuff. Which is why it's been so hard like waiting for it to come back because of COVID.
Yeah. I will say some of the ways that show returns to neutral are
very
amazing.
funny. Are very funny. Yeah.
Like the one where they buy the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like, wow, okay, all right. The boat just fucking burns to death in the middle of the ocean, and they're coming up and they're just like, yeah, we got ladies, we got this boat, it's all ready to go. Here we go.
Yeah.
Dee's dancing with the wacky inflatable arm flailing.
I yell the catfish nipping at my heels all the way home. Endangered my ass like all the time.
Endangered my ass. There's 1,000 of them down there.
They have that endangered tang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're poisonous. It's definitely poisonous, Charlie. God, that show is so good. So good.
It is.
It's very, very good. And the great thing is, like, I kind of anticipated like revisiting a show so old it's only in standard definition when you start it out.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, there's gonna be a lot of really heinous stuff that they say in this show that like we're gonna have to reckon with like social advancements and stuff. But the thing is, if you watch the show, like they knew all of it. Like they were very aware of like, yo, this is a terrible thing to say, and other characters are disgusted with all of the because like the whole point of it is like these are not good people at all.
So they actually started a podcast where they're rewatching the show, and you should go listen to it because the very first one is I think about like the gang gets racist or whatever it's called, and they talk about how they're like, our heart was in the right place, but we definitely did not get a lot of this right, like and stuff. But it's very
one where they revived the old news team and Mac is in blackface.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
It's so good. It's very, very powerful. Anyway, that's what I've been up to. Pokemon SoulSilver and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So it's pretty good. About to tackle that Elite Four.
Nice.
Tight. Show them what's what.
I freaking hope so, dude, because the regular sections, like the normal stretches of this game, are like dumb easy to me. And then I get to the gym leaders, and I get, for the last like 3 gyms, I've gotten my teeth kicked in at every gym. Like I end the last fight against the gym leader, and one of my guys is hanging on by a thread, and the rest of them are dead. Like that's just how they've all ended. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I feel very overpowered everywhere except the gyms. And against the gym people, I feel wildly underpowered.
They're like, you know, they're supposed to be like boss battles, right? You gotta.
Yeah, but like I feel like the other, like when I'm fighting the gym person and like their people are like level 38 or something, and then I go outside and the closest things I can fight are like level 22 or 23. It's like.
I mean, I feel like they want you to rely on like the weakness systems and stuff, right? Because I always felt like in like Red and Blue and stuff, I always feel like they sort of forced you to reconsider your go-to roster, right?
Yeah, like I always try to
just
diversify like who's in my party and what they have. Like try to teach like weird moves to different people in my party.
I haven't played in a long time, but I wonder what I would do now. Because I always just kind of was like, I like this Pokemon a lot, so I'm put him in my, you know,
I kind of want to start playing that way again. Like Sword and Shield, I strictly did an EV team, And by the end of it, I was like, I need this game to be over. Like,
Yeah.
like I played the entire game.
Oh,
with
you
just
need to.
TV.
You didn't diversify or anything. You were just
No.
like, I'm gonna be like a person in the world
Yeah.
and have like a go-to thing.
You're gonna have a theme team.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, but I did.
I never
that.
did
Like,
that.
I did.
I don't recommend it.
My like Togepi learns a psychic move, and so every time I ran into ghosts, I was just like, Togepi, you're up, because they can't freaking do anything to you with their ghost moves at all.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, all right,
Oh, you mean
just psychic you,
Peekaboo?
psychic you into the ground,
Yeah.
and then whatever. But like it's so weird because normal types aren't great. I really like this one, so it's been one of those like where I've got my stipulation of like I'm using Pokemon I've never used before, and if I can, I want to have a full team of people from that gen.
Yeah.
So that I like really get a feel for like how can I make a balanced team with only like Heracross. Never would have used this before. This Pokemon's good as shit, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like
He's
this
awesome.
thing is hella strong.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been watching Hawkeye.
I
Good as
watched
shit,
the
bro.
first two.
I mean, that's all that's
And-
out, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
I did. I didn't care, but then I thought it was pretty good. That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, I think it's all right.
Pretty good. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more
More
Marvel,
MCU.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to stop watching it like I did the first like episode of WandaVision.
Well, I think part of it is because it ends and it's like, I feel like not a lot.
You know what's
happens.
up. Yeah.
Like it's setting up. Like, and that's why they give you
Yeah.
2 episodes instead of just one.
Yeah.
I think that was a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, they do a good job with that with all of them, I think. But
Although, you know what? This might actually be the only. This might not be the only one. This is definitely the TV show that they've done about which I know the most of the source material. Because like I read this run,
yeah,
like this specific run of the comics, I read it.
yeah,
Which isn't true of any of the other things. Like I didn't know anything about Scarlet Witch or Vision. I didn't know anything about Winter Soldier other than what was in the movies. Other than there was like one 2 or 3 episode run where Spider-Man teamed up with Captain Falcon America, where they were doing something with the Inhumans or whatever. But like other than that, other than knowing that like, oh, eventually like Falcon does become Captain America and he has the wingsuit and the shield. And like it looks like this, which is the suit that he eventually ends up with. Other than that, like I didn't know anything. And like going into this and being like, oh yeah, I know how this whole thing with the tracksuit mafia shakes out and Kate Bishop and all that sort of shit.
yeah.
So like I guess maybe that's what like brought me through. Whereas the rest of it was like the appeal was like getting to know these characters.
Well, and they
Which I
also
feel-
like, I feel like they do a good job at curving the plots of any of the ones that like when they snag the source material. Like it's always like almost the same but a little different because it has to fit
Yeah.
within the confines of the MCU.
Like all the stuff with Kate's family, like none of this was in that.
Right.
It was strictly about Clint dealing with the tracksuit mafia, and then like Kate and his relationship was already established. So like there are definitely wrinkles to this that are not the same.
Yeah.
Which I like, but like at the same time, I'm just like, okay, I know who these guys are. I know what they're about. I know like they're gonna play on the fact that like Hawkeye's just a dude who's good at archery. You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. Which is an interesting angle. Like there aren't many of these. I think other than Falcon, there aren't any just and Black Widow, I guess. There aren't any just people in like this universe that we focus on.
Yeah, not really.
I guess Doctor Strange, but like he's basically not a just person.
He's a wizard,
Like,
Harry.
He is a wizard.
It's a
Like
sorcerer.
if you catch him
Actually,
guard, yeah.
he's a sorcerer.
But like if you catch Doctor Strange off guard and you harangue him in the back of the head with a dishpan, like
He is but
He's
a
go-
man.
Still got harangued.
he's
Yeah.
going down.
Yeah.
Unless the
Right.
cape gets you
Unless
first.
well,
Yeah.
that's true. The cape would protect him, but that's a different thing.
But
get
you
what I'm
know,
saying.
no cape, mono y mono.
But you get what I'm saying. I take you on, but here's the rules: no cape.
Yeah. The cape is
But
a
yeah.
crutch.
So, Josh,
Yeah.
What you got?
Y'all talked about television shows. Have y'all watched Arcane yet?
I have
No,
not.
I have not.
Have you? I imagine you have.
I finished it this weekend.
Is it as good as the internet is telling me it is?
It is fucking incredible.
Wow.
And I need people to just ignore the fact that the word League of Legends is on the title. Ignore it. Please, I'm begging you. Like, this is probably an animated show we're going to be talking about for the next decade. It's like that
Wow.
good.
God damn.
Like, I don't even really know what else to say about it other than like the writing is incredible, the acting is incredible, the animation is like amazing. The stuff that they're able to pull off, like I've never actually seen in like 3-dimensional animation before, especially on like a television budget, which usually they're like, you know, they stretch it out, right? So it's a little cheaper than like a Pixar or something. No, this feels like they gave a Pixar budget to like every episode almost. Like it's incredible to watch, and it like combines 2D and 3D elements in this like really seamless way, and just like, and then it ends on this like cliffhanger, unfortunately, which made me angry. But we're getting a season 2, but I have to, I'm like, please, I'm like begging people who normally would not watch something, like I wasn't gonna watch it, even though, and I'm like a very casual like fan of League of Legends. I wasn't gonna watch it at all because I'm like, who cares? I don't want to watch a League of Legends show, right? Like why would I do that?
Yeah.
And then I started seeing all the reviews, and everybody's like, no, but you don't understand. Like, it's amazing.
You don't understand. It's a masterpiece.
It's amazing. It's a masterpiece. Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, geez. All right, maybe I'll give it a go. So I convinced my friends to like, was like, oh, let's watch it. Everyone says it's amazing. I watched the trailer and I was like, oh my God, like this looks amazing. And then within an episode, we were all like, what gives them the right, man? Like, what gives Riot the right to just like waltz on in and make maybe the best animated show in the last, like, I don't know, in years. It's I can't recommend it enough. Every episode is like 40 minutes long, and it's in 3 acts. They're all out now, so you can just binge the whole thing if you want. It is freaking amazing. Even if you're not a League of Legends
Netflix,
fan,
right?
It's on Netflix. Like, none of my other friends other than me who watched it and my wife have really ever played League of Legends or like give a crap.
I think
And
I've only played it like once or twice.
we were hooked. Like episode 1, we were like, God damn it! Like, again, what gave them the right to make it this good? Like,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
You need to get on it. Like, I promise you, even if you don't give a flying fuck about League of Legends. Yeah, it funny enough, it did exactly what it's probably meant to do, which was like it got me to reinstall like League of Legends and play Teamfight Tactics and Runeterra and like all this stuff again. And I'm
just
totally
waiting for Project L because that's what I want to do.
Is that the action RPG?
No. That's
that's
Ruin
the fighting
King.
game.
That was, and then I think Project A was Valorant, but Project L is the fighting game. Did you guys see that reveal? Did we talk about this?
No, because I haven't seen that. I know that they just released they released 2 of their Forge games, which were like they were giving the League license to other like studios, like small studios to make games. And they released Ruined King, which is supposed to be very good, and then they released
It's Airship Syndicate. It's the same people that made Battle Chasers Night War, which is the extremely good RPG that I reviewed a couple of years ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird that Activision doesn't do this with Overwatch, right? Like
just do everything with it.
Like I feel like that would have made a lot of sense for them.
Dude, a team-based fighting game around Overwatch characters would have been
like
awesome.
I mean,
fighter.
I'm just surprised.
Like
I would
Dragon
say
Ball, but Overwatch.
Yeah.
I would say I'm more surprised that there isn't just a Blizzard fighting game.
Yeah, you could literally just take like what is it, Arthas versus Roadhog.
Not even that. Like,
Or
it could just make a new IP. Because, like, I'm pretty sure whatever the game like it might take place in Runeterra, but I don't know if it's like a League of Legends fighting game. It might just be
It is.
fighting. Oh, it is. Okay.
I mean, I
One of the
don't play League
characters
of
from-
Legends, and I recognize these characters.
One of the
that's
characters.
what they want.
One of the characters from the show Arcane is one of the people they showed off.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know anything about any of these characters because I didn't play any of them other than the Foxtail chick is in it.
Ari.
Yeah,
She's very popular.
she's got a good assist too.
Apparently, it's not
So-
coming out this year or next year.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
mean
real shame.
they had that whole reveal.
You pull up the footage because it's like 8 minutes and it'll show you what it is. There's no it uses directional inputs. So it's a 2v2 tag fighter or as they call it, an assist based fighter. So you pick two characters, but you don't have like complex directional inputs. Like there's like regular fighting games where they have complex directional inputs like Zangief where you have to do like a full circle plus a button input to do his grab, or then like forward, down, forward to do like invincible uppercut. And then there's Dragon Ball where they're like, okay, only quarter circles, quarter circle back, quarter circle forward.
Yeah.
This game is like Smash where it's like tilt this button and do that or whatever. So it's just directional inputs.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
So it's like forward punch and then slash, and it does like a chain of two things. But one of the characters, Echo, he can he does this thing where he has like this teleporting slash, where he slashes
He's in
and
Arcane.
it creates. Yes,
And he's getting his own game.
He does this slash, and then there's like a rolling thing, like a rolling like shadow of him behind, and you could rewind to that point. Cancel your move recovery and then do something else.
That's
You
cool.
can use create mix-ups. Like if you watch it in the video, it's insane. Like watch the stuff that they do with this and then watch the combo that they do with Darius. He's got this giant axe and he's just like smacking people around and they're just bouncing off the walls and stuff. It's wild. It's really wild. You should definitely check it out if you have not looked this up. I
haven't looked that up.
This has skyrocketed to my #1 most anticipated fighting game.
Well, you know the production values will be
Ridiculous.
I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that it's
off the chain.
the fact that it's already or that it's as far out as it is and it already looks as good as it does, just from
Yeah.
what I'm seeing right now,
Yeah.
is pretty
Dude, the
impressive.
music is unbelievable already. The visuals look just astonishing. Like they went with a realistic look before, and then they changed it and went like cel shaded animated. And this game is gonna look good forever.
Yeah.
Like it's nuts. And they've talked about like, you know, they want this to be like a fighting game that people are excited to play for like a super long time. Because
Well, yeah, of course.
why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you just make a platform and then expand on your fighting game and just have that be the Riot fighting game and it just exists forever and you just expand on it? Like that's the way to do it. You know,
Well,
whatever.
I have
but,
good news for you. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Um,
And it looks great. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
They have a lot of Ruin King, and then I think Hextech Mayhem came out, which I bought, but I haven't tried yet. It's like a rhythm runner. But they have like 2 other games. They have a game with that character Echo coming out, which I don't know if they've shown any actual gameplay footage for it. And they have another one called like Song of Nunu, which is based on a League of Legends character, and it looks like a 3D
platform.
It looks like a 3D platformer, but I don't know if that's what it is. But like based on what the like screens they've shown, that's kind of what it looks like to me, at least. They have an action RPG coming out, which they haven't really talked about in a long time. They have that fighting game coming out, which they've said more about than I realized. But yeah, dude. I mean, all that to say, just watch this freaking TV show. I don't really care if you play those games or not. I'm like, please, I need other people to watch this show because it's so good.
I will check it out this week just for you.
You won't regret it, I promise. It's like freaking amazing. It's so good.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that, I played a little bit of Tales of Arise.
Oh,
You wanted to hear about that? I've only played about 3 hours, but
I'm interested in this specifically because I was thinking that I was gonna go Scarlet Nexus on that like RPG divide, and now I'm like, I don't know that I want to play more of this. Maybe I'll check this one out. And everybody that I talked to was like, yeah, dude, Tales of Rise is good.
It is good. I'm only about like 3 hours in, so not too far, but I would describe it as like a mix between let's see. It's almost like a mix between Fable, Breath of the Wild, and like a Final Fantasy game, kind of. Like it's open world, but not really. It's open world in the sense that like you just have maps and you walk between the maps and you can fast travel to them. So they're a lot smaller, but it's Breath of the Wild in that like you go to these like nodes in the world and you gather like mushrooms and you mine stuff to like craft your weapons and things, and there's campfires where you sit and rest, and it like acts like an inn. So you'll refresh like your cure points, which are like what you use in and out of battle to heal and stuff. There's no healing items at all in the game. They just use this cure point system.
I noticed that in the demo because I played as the pink-haired lady. And so you just basically have to like do enough actions to get your heal back, and then you just use it, which is cool. I like that. I like it when your healing is not finite, because that gives you like more freedom as a player.
It also makes you like when you're out in the world, you kind of have to keep an eye on it because you're like, oh, maybe I need to go back to camp like soon. But I've never been to the point where I'm like desperately like, oh god, I'm out of cure points. But I know there's like food and stuff you can eat to bring it back up. But so far 3 hours in, I really like it. The combat when I first started, I was kind of like, I don't know. Like, this is kind of weird, you know, like, this doesn't feel like that great. But then as they added mechanics and I unlocked like a second character and stuff, and it started to like go, and I got more arts, which are the like special moves, I started to be like, oh, this actually like flows pretty good. Like, it does feel like it's on a little bit of a delay. It's got like a Phantasy Star Online thing, if you ever played that, where you have to like hit, like you have to do it in like a cadence. It's not like Kingdom Hearts where you're just like hitting the controller as fast as possible because you don't even care. It's like you're rewarded for like hitting that cadence, and also you're rewarded for using your special moves like in the middle, because they tell you that you can only combo 3 moves together, but if you use like a special attack or an art, you'll get that back. So you can be like 1, 2, 3 and then special, and then like 1, 2, 3 and special. So you have like a rhythm that you have to fight with, which I actually ended up digging because I played. It also looks really good. I'm playing it on Series X, and it has a quality mode, but I haven't looked at it. I think it scales like 4K, 2K or whatever. But I'd heard most people say like just play in the performance mode, which is what I'm playing at, and I haven't seen it dip at all. It still looks really good, at least to me, to my eye. I think it looks really good. Yeah, I think it's really solid, actually. I want to play more of it. I had a day during work where I was like, oh, I'll play like half an hour. I'll just stick around to do like a side quest or whatever. And then when my half hour was up, I was like, damn it, I shouldn't have done this, because like I just wanted to sit there and keep playing. But so far, I'm really liking the loop and stuff and the story and just the way the game works. The UI also is like it looks so good. It's like nothing's cluttered. Everything is super clear. I love it. I'm like a huge UI snob, and I think the UI in this game is like super good. Also, the pacing is like really good. I feel like every 20 minutes they're like, hey, want to learn about cooking? And they like teach you just enough for you to like know how to do it. And then you kind of just go from there. And then they'll be like 30 minutes in, they're like, hey man, you want to know about like blacksmithing? Or like, there's a guy over there in the inn, like go talk to him, and you learn how to like make your weapons better or make new weapons and stuff. And like it's really good. I don't know that I care about the characters yet or like the world. It's very, very anime. And even as someone who likes anime, I'm like, this is very, very anime. But I'd say the English.
By that you mean like melodramatic or whatever?
I mean, it's just very like
very tropey.
Yeah, it's very like, hey, you know, we're all slaves, and like from this like imperial nation and like we're gonna rise up one day and take them out, and then lo and behold,
because there's a prophecy of a chosen
no, it's
hero.
not like prophecy, but it's like, oh, I have magic powers and she has magic powers. Like, let's team up and fight the
Anime story
Empire.
bingo.
You're like, sure thing, you know. It's like it's that's a good way to put it. Anime story bingo. It's very much like that, but at the same time, it's like the gameplay and stuff is so good that I just like don't care that it's kind of tropey. I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it, even though I want to get further in to see if I actually like. I don't dislike the story or the characters, but I don't have any reason to like them yet, right? So I'm hoping that at some point that I become like attached to them or something. But right now, even if it just stays anime trope central like the whole time, I think I would still enjoy it because the gameplay loop and like leveling and hanging out in the world and gathering stuff like doesn't feel tedious, or at least right now it doesn't feel tedious or like boring at all. Like everything's just very like feels like every like 5 minutes you're doing something neat, you're getting like some kind of little reward, and you're just like, yeah, I think it's very good. I'm glad that I waited and got it on sale, and maybe that makes me a little more positive on it, but at the same time I'm also I'm really enjoying it, so I'd recommend it.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's it. That's all I got.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
Chrissy boy. Oh, by the way, before we get into your stuff, I wanted to shout this out because it's been behind my head, but I actually had this last week. But I wanted to point this out. You guys see my new poster, my new poster back here?
Is that from Club Nintendo?
It is. This is my foil Metroid Dread poster.
So
it has replaced my Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild poster, and here's my California flag down here. Hey.
When you said behind my head, I thought you meant like in your brain. I didn't think you meant like physically actually behind your head.
I did mean
I don't know. I'm just
literally behind my head.
Literally.
Also, by the way, I just wanted to mention that I don't know if you saw this tweet thing between myself and Brandon Hunt. The thing of Riley dancing to Titan Rage?
No.
Okay. So, B Hunt, friend of the show, wonderful human being that we all love, has a band, Titan Rage.
Yeah.
And it's a death metal band, and they put out a music video or something. So I was listening to this, and Riley is just dancing like crazy while she's eating lunch. And so I'm like, okay, I got to record this. So she was way more subdued the second time, but I took a clip and I posted this up. And everybody loved it, and it was really, really funny. But it's very funny to me because my daughter is 2 years old. She loves Taylor Swift. She loves Titan Rage, like death metal. Mm-hmm. Her favorite action figures are Bowser, Boba Fett, and Admiral Akbar, and Minnie Mouse, and a lamb. So, like, just if you're ever thinking, hey, or you're ever self-conscious about liking something, just fucking like it. Just like what you like, because this world has many cool things.
That's why people are always like, my guilty pleasure is like, you know,
like no,
it's having to be a regular pleasure.
Thing.
Yeah. It's like no, you just like it. It's fine. It's like my Spotify will go from death metal to Leona Lewis in like the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
And I don't care because that's just me. I like both, unironically.
Yeah.
Be unironic about it. It's fine.
Anyway, my daughter has a sophisticated palate, and you should too.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah. It's a sign of intelligence.
That's right.
Yeah. So, sorry to cut you off there, Chris.
I'm good. I'm just hanging.
What you got, my dude?
So I was finally able to see Ghostbusters Afterlife on.
That's right. That's another movie that's supposed to be good.
Yeah, on Thanksgiving. I absolutely adored it. I loved it. And I'm not going to sit here and spoil anything and say too much about it other than I had the same vibes from it, maybe a little bit better vibes from it that I got or similar to The Force Awakens, like the first time I watched that.
I've heard that many times.
Yeah. it's just there's a lot of fan service. There's a lot of like callbacks to the first one.
Does it open up the universe a little bit more?
But yeah, like it's just a very good like epilogue to those movies. One article that I started to read and then stopped because the guy was like going on a bit of a tangent, but I get where he's coming from. Was he was like defending the 2016 Ghostbusters and like how like fans of the original series are
The ladies one?
yeah, they like absolutely.
I mostly liked that one. I didn't like I thought it fell apart at the end, but
yeah, I thought
the rest of it was good.
I thought the end wasn't great.
Chris Elmsworth was not good in it, but everybody else was good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember much of that movie. I remember thinking it was fine, but also thinking I never have to watch this again after I saw it.
Yeah.
And like I can't wait to watch Afterlife again. It's just like it had a lot of heart, and it had a lot of just that kind of
Paul
feeling.
Rudd in it. Come on.
Yeah, I mean it's the kind of movie like I'd equate it to like The Goonies or like any
That's
one
a
of
good
those
ass
like
comparison right there.
like 80s type movies with like like kids in it that like they go on an adventure and like discover a mystery and all that, and yeah, like that kind of vibe. And they just don't make that many movies like that anymore. At least not that I see. So it was cool to be able to watch a movie like that. If you're a fan of the original, definitely go see it. I can't imagine not enjoying it. In all honesty, I thought it was phenomenal.
Here's a question. What if you're someone like me who likes the first Ghostbusters, but like doesn't care like at all?
I mean, you
like,
you may
I've
watch
never
it and be
understood...
like, it was fine. Like
yeah, okay. Yeah, I've which is weird because I feel like I should be like that prime audience, but I've just never been like a huge. I'm always like, yeah, Ghostbusters is fine. I don't understand like all the hype, around it, like for all the years and
I think
stuff.
for me,
I'm glad people enjoy it, but I just I'm always like, yeah, it's a good that one good movie.
Yeah.
It's like pretty good.
I mean, it's the marriage of like a good sci-fi 80s type romp with like really good comedy. Like that.
The best thing about that movie, about that entire movie, is one, the how shitty Bill Murray is to that guy that might actually have psychic powers. In the beginning, and super nice to the girl who obviously doesn't. And then the awkward relationship between Sigourney Weaver and Rick Moranis.
Yeah,
that's literally the best thing in that whole movie.
I mean, it's
the
that.
It's in the
for me, it's Egon. Like Egon is my favorite part of.
Dude, the Twinkie line, so good.
Yeah. I collect spores, molds, and fungus. Like, just he has so many like little quips, and like I watched the second one over the weekend, and like he has even more lines like that. Because I hadn't seen the second one in probably like 15 years. But
I saw it once, and I was kind of like,
it's not nearly as.
I don't need to see this.
Yeah,
it was super extra.
Yeah, but no, I mean Afterlife definitely. Like I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Definitely go see it if you're a fan. If you're like lukewarm on Ghostbusters, you're probably going to be lukewarm on this. But I think the younger cast definitely does a good job, for sure.
Nice.
And Paul Rudd's Paul Rudd. He's amazing.
I mean, he's Paul Rudd.
Yeah, he's Paul Rudd. What's not to like?
We like Paul Rudd.
Outside of that, I saw the new James Bond the next day.
Yeah,
I did not care for that
this
very much.
Really?
You know what it is? I have a big thing, and like Jess always has to listen to me do this whenever I see movies.
He's like, "Oh, here we go."
I have a hard time with movies where the rules are not of the world are not clearly explained, and like I feel like they tried to do it in this movie, and I just didn't get it like the whole time.
What rule could there be in a James Bond
Are
movie?
we gonna? We might need to go into mild spoilers.
So
to discuss this,
I'll say.
I think I know what you're talking about.
The way that the
way the MacGuffin works.
Thank you. I couldn't remember the word MacGuffin. The way the MacGuffin works, they explain it one way, and then the way that it like.
The way it's actually working is different.
Yeah, and it kept happening, and I'm by myself in the theater. Like, I didn't go with anybody because Jess didn't want to see it because she hates going to see James Bond movies. So I'm by myself in the movie theater. I can't lean over to anybody. Be like, how is this happening?
Audrey asked me one question after the movie, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't know." What she asked me was, "How are they cultivating this thing in those pools of water?" And I'm like, "Fuck, I don't
know. That's
that
what I mean.
doesn't make any sense."
There's so much of that in that movie too. Like, and like when I
feel
walked
like
out,
I feel like there's not. For me, there wasn't that much. Like I was able to follow.
It's the type of movie where the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't think this was a good movie. Like, I had fun watching it, and that's what a James Bond movie is, right? Like he has good one-liners, very good action sequences. The women are beautiful. Like there, I said it. Like all those types of things. But the more I think about like what actually happens in this movie, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like the script was like either really chopped up or changed.
They changed something at some point.
I feel like they may have changed something or the way that something worked because of COVID.
I'm going to be real. I was really hoping that Rami Malek would be in it more.
He's barely in it, which I also thought was very odd.
He's in it throughout, but like in little snippets.
He's in it for like a minute and a half, and then he's not. For like
he's in
45 minutes.
He's in it at the beginning, then he's in it for a little bit at the middle, and then he is like mostly in it at the end.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And like that's when you're getting the stuff that you want, but it's like it's not quite. It's difficult to discuss without spoiling it. But I will also. What were you?
I was just saying, I'm happy the way that it ended. I'm okay with all of that. I think it's very, very good. But there was just so many moments where I just felt like a dumbass watching this movie.
I will say I was actually very impressed with the way that it handled. I think there was a lot of like not winking to the camera, but there was a lot of like whoever wrote the script for this, they were speaking to longtime fans of James Bond who have certain expectations, and two, they were speaking to people who have critiqued potential directions the Bond franchise could go who could play James Bond.
Yeah.
I feel like there were specific lines that were like addressing that and specific choices they made with the 007 designation and other things like that.
I almost feel
like, okay.
I almost feel like
and its treatment of women also.
Right. And this isn't like a knock at it at all, but I feel like a lot of the movie is that. Like
maybe.
Like a good portion of it is them being like, it's okay if we do these things. Like like you're alive. Like you're gonna survive if these things happen. And I don't know. I get why you have to do it. Like you can't just like up and put out whatever movie that people keep saying they can put out or should put out. Because there's always going to be outcry, but like at least it makes it a little more palatable if they do something like this for buttholes.
But one of the things that I really liked about it, which I think is the interesting thing is this is the last Daniel Craig James Bond movie, but I think that this actually did what none of the other movies did, which is like make this an interesting world with other interesting characters that I want to know more about, which is never true of James Bond. Ever.
Yeah, well, and I don't know that I've ever watched the other like the Pierce Brosnan James Bond movies like start to finish, like
dude,
back
those
to back.
were.
I don't think they like I've seen like Moonwalker and all like, but
Moonraker.
I was like Moonwalker is a very different movie.
That's right. But they're not like one cohesive story the way this is, correct? I thought they were just
not that I know. Yeah, I thought they were just like their own kind of like novels, sort of like the Indiana Jones movies. Like each one is its own contained.
There are like certain elements that can come back, or like where they'll like revisit something, but usually they're like just standalone adventures.
Right.
This is like
very much a connected.
This is like the Nolan Batman movies. This is start to finish. Like there's stuff that happens in this movie that is caused by the first movie.
Yeah.
Like, which I think is awesome. But even beyond that, what I was talking about specifically is that this movie introduces several characters that are just as competent as James, that look awesome and are really fun to be around. Like, Paloma is easily my favorite character in this movie.
She's great.
She is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And when her section of the movie is over, I was like, dude, I would straight up watch a movie
with just her.
of just her. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Which has never been true of anybody. And Nomi also. I was like, I want to watch a movie where Nomi is the Secret Service person.
Yeah.
Or not Secret Service.
MI6.
Yeah, the MI6 person. Like, they're characters they introduce in this movie that either rival Bond or come alongside him that are like really competent.
Yeah.
In the way that, like, even in the first movie, I think the closest the series has ever got for me is introducing Felix in Casino Royale.
Yeah.
But even so, like, in the poker game, like, he loses pretty fast and he doesn't seem to be that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the only two people who are really notable card players are Lashif and James, and that's it.
Yeah.
And as cool as Felix is, and as much as I like that actor, Felix Leiter has been, like, basically the only person, and he's been, like, kind of cool, like, has promise, but, like, he doesn't seem to be, like, that great. And then in this movie, they introduced, like, several people that I'm like, wow, like, there's literally 3 women characters in here that can really put up some good action and a good fight and have interesting characters that, like, behave in different ways. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, It was really cool. Like, I think this movie probably has my favorite cast of characters, like, just by volume, I think.
Yeah. No, I get that. I think I think
Lashif and some of the other villains are, like, better or more compelling, I guess, than Rami Malek, but I think that he does a good job with it, for sure.
I mean, yeah, I think he's very good at being. I mean, he's Rami Malek. He's very good at being creepy. Like, he's very good at being a villain.
They just didn't give him as much as I would have wanted.
They didn't give him enough to work with. Like,
yeah.
I wanted there to be more reasons to why he was as strange as he was. Like, I wanted that to be, like, explored a little bit more than it had been.
Why are you the way that you are?
Not in just, like, these little like 2-sentence, like, phrases of, like, oh well, this happened when I was a child. Like, it's like,
I guess
okay. Like,
this will, to avoid spoiling it, this will only make sense to people who have seen the movie. If they introduced Rami Malek's second scene in the movie really close to the beginning of the movie and then made that tension present throughout the whole movie, I think it would have been way better.
yeah, I could see that.
Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, where it was just like, hey, here's this thing hanging over your head for the whole movie. And then it would have been like, yeah, it would have been way more tense. You know what I mean? That he would have been a way more, because from that point on, it's really tense. Like, from that scene on. But before that, you're kind of like, I don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
I feel just as lost as Bond is in this whole thing. Like, what is the point of this movie? Like, they kind of don't get around to it. But
yeah,
I will say I really, really liked it. Like, when I was in it, like, I was just like, man.
When I was in it, I was enjoying
awesome.
it. But when I left and on the drive home, I was like, wait a second.
Oh, you saw it in the theater?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we rented it.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of, if you're renting this movie, maybe think twice about renting it on Xbox, because we had this weird issue where I queued up the subtitles, and the subtitles, the first scene in the movie is almost entirely in French.
Yeah.
When you saw this in the theater, did they have subtitles for the French?
Yeah.
Okay. So we didn't see that.
Oh, geez.
No subtitle, which I was able to see them later, and it has a big impact on setting the stage and, like, a bunch of stuff. So we watched that entire scene, only French audio, no text whatsoever. And then, like, an hour into the film, big subtitles superimposed themselves over the regular subtitles, and it was the dialogue from the
that
intro.
Scene?
Yes,
Oh my
and it
God.
played out over time. And then, as we were like 10 minutes from the end, there's another scene in French earlier in the movie, and those things. So it was like each of the subtitles in a different language had been delayed like 30 to 40 minutes.
That's so weird.
I had that happen I
It
had
was
that
very
happen
weird.
recently on Xbox, but I thought it was a Voodoo thing. Because I'd
Yeah, I
rented
don't
a
know.
movie on Voodoo, and like the subtitles were literally like 30 seconds to a minute later.
Wow.
That would have
was-
been amazing.
Yeah.
That would have been way better than 30 minutes.
But it
Yeah.
wasn't like French because I just
might
had
have
them.
straight
I
up
just
been an
had them
hour.
on,
Wow.
so it was English. So somebody would be like, "Oh, just hanging out," and then like 30 seconds or to a minute later, it would say, "Oh, just hanging out," and somebody else would be saying like, "Where'd the drugs go?" or something, and it's like something totally different.
Where did the drugs go?
I'm like,
But
"That's
yeah,
not
it
what
was
they're
like
saying."
legit. We were in the middle of like an action scene, and then it was like, "Mother," and they were like, "Give me my medicine." I was like, "What?
What is happening here?
You're like, this
This
ain't
is
right.
definitely not right."
Yeah.
But that was very funny.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Interesting. So I found one of my Game of the Year contenders this past week.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, Is
Hot
this
Wheels Unleashed.
is it really?
No, dude, like all of the Nick Kart Racers and Nicktoons
I was about to
Brawl,
say,
like
you
all
are
of,
definitely the boy who cried wolf.
dude, all that shit aside, like this is a fantastic arcade racer.
all I hear.
At least I have the review scores to at least back me up on this. But so Hot Wheels Unleashed, developers from the MotoGP series are the ones that actually did it. The environments are like almost hyper realistic. And then the cars are, just like regular toy cars. But you get to unlock like the party van from Ninja Turtles and like the Snoopy car.
I thought you were gonna say the party van from Hot Wheels and that other car from Hot Wheels.
Like they have the DeLorean, which I haven't gotten yet. Like there's all these like licensed vehicles.
I thought you were gonna say the party van from Scooby-Doo, forgetting that it was called the Mystery
The
Machine.
mystery machine, the party van.
Scooby-Doo's party van.
That's a very, very different, much different version of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
You guys want
But they have a whole season pass right now where it's all DC villains. You can race online.
I almost said like Carnage.
No.
Nope. Wrong one.
universe. So if you race online with people, you'll have they'll have like your daily challenges of like play levels in like the garage or like the skate park or like wherever. Like they have like different levels in different like locales. But then they also will have custom tracks that people will make that like just randomly appear in like the map queue, and like kind of like Mario Kart, you like vote on whatever.
Is it just like
map you
5
play.
consecutive
There was one like
screws?
somebody made one that was like it's just for boosting XP, and it's literally just like XP boost. And I started the race, and you drive like 4 feet, and then it's just over. And it's like, there you go, here's your credit.
So it's like Little Big Planet when like they had all those trophies where they like get to this height or like get this amount of the little score ball things or whatever in like a couple seconds, and people just made levels that were like, here are all the trophies, and you just go in and do it.
But this one, like some of the ones have been pretty impressive. There was one where it was like, they just called it like the Superman one. And it would like launch you off of a ramp, and then they would have like these thrusters underneath, like air, like some kind of like air duct. So you would like launch and then have to like glide the car around the track and then like land back down. Like there's just all kinds of weird shit like that.
What is this called? Hot Wheels what?
Hot Wheels Unleashed. I've been going through the single player campaign primarily.
Is there a fucking story mode?
It's not a story, but it's just like
become the best Hot Wheels racer around.
Yeah.
Andy used to play with me, but then someone kidnapped me.
But you'll go through and like it's a good way to like gain credits and parts and things like that, so you can upgrade the cars that you unlock. They have like blind boxes like Overwatch that like it's like a random car inside. So like my go-to has been the Mini Cooper. And then people make like their own custom paint jobs on it that you can download. So like I got Austin Powers like paint job on his Mini Cooper in all the movies, like the Union Jack on it. So that's been like my go-to. James Bond's Ashton Martin is in it. That's what got me to think to go see the movie. I played this game for like 8 hours on Friday, and then I was like, I should go see that.
It's not an Ashton Martin. It's an Aston Martin.
What did I say? Ashton?
You're thinking of Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, jeez.
Ashton Martin.
Yeah, Aston Martin. Sorry, that was a blending of whatever is happening in my brain. But no, I mean the mechanics are really, really cool. As you upgrade the cars, like it'll change like what type of boosting you have, how well the car like drifts and handles and things like that. There's like they have like pieces of like different sets. So like the robot dinosaur will like breathe fire and like different parts of the track and like take people out, and I don't know, it's just like super fun. Like it reminds me of like that Beetle racing game on N64. That's like
racing.
There's some.
Yeah, you got me, man. I have no idea.
There's a
You're
Beetle
thinking
racing
of like
game
Guitar Hero Beetles or Rock Band Beetles?
No. But it's, just, it's a really good arcade racer.
You want to drop acid with the Beatles?
Yeah, man.
And then drive a Hot Wheels.
For Black
Get
Friday.
in the mystery machine.
Chill out and play with Ringo's micro machines.
Oh my gosh.
For Black Friday, it was only like $25. So that was like the main reason I got. Like I had been eyeing it up, and I was like, $25, fuck it. Like I'm definitely getting this. And it's like all I've been, other than Halo, it's all I've been playing. Like I had started Kena the night before, and I haven't gone back to it because I just keep playing Hot Wheels.
Because you're just like, I'd rather do this.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I mean, that happens to me. I get afraid of starting games sometimes because I'm like, man, if I don't like if this doesn't hit just right, like I'm gonna play it for a day and a half, and then I'm gonna be like, oh man, you know what I should do, and then fuck off and do something else entirely, and then never go back. Like that's kind of what happened to me in Deathloop. Like I had a bad night, and then I just like all my desire to play it went broof. Yeah, just got sucked out of the room. I haven't played it since.
And it's not that Kane is a bad game. Like that's a fucking Chris Shriver game if I've ever played one. Like PS2 era modernized, action platformer with beautiful graphics, and you're like in the woods all the time. That game rips. But I woke up Friday and like I went to start it, and I was like, maybe I'll just play a little bit of Hot Wheels. And then I just didn't stop.
Is it because Hot Wheels doesn't feel like a job? Is that maybe part of it? And also it's good. I've heard it's very good,
I mean,
but I'm
just,
like
it's just fun. Like it's weird playing, like, and this sounds so stupid. It's weird playing a game that like is just fun to play. Like so many games anymore are just like, this cinematic epic experience, like that whole thing. And this is just like, no, you're a fucking toy car and you race around and you have to win. Like you don't have to think that much.
It is. It's one of those things where it's like we started off and all the games were just fun. You know, Pac-Man, Mario, Asteroids.
Like it's a return to that feeling.
Just fun. And then it's like, okay, then we go to Super Nintendo, and then we get games that are a little bit more serious and tell a little bit more detailed stories, like, your Link to the Past, your Chrono Triggers, your Final Fantasy 3s, these sorts of things. Then you advance further and further, and then you get shit like The Last of Us, where it's like, you just went for big air.
Yeah.
And, like, you stuck the landing, but at the same time, like, you go for something like that. Or like Red Dead 2, and it's like, yeah, this is impressive, but it's, like, not that fun. And then you go all the way back, and it's just like, what if we have like fucking Shovel Knight, or something like that?
Yeah.
Or,
like it knows exactly what it is, and it leans into all of the best parts of that, and it makes a great game out of it.
That's awesome.
Between the level designs and like learning how to drive in it, because it is so different than like any other like kart racer or
was it not just like an arcadey?
Like it's not just like go. Like you have to, like you really have to get good at drifting, and like acquiring boosts and knowing when to use them.
It's not like
what
was that game they gave away on?
Couldn't play this game.
PS4. Was
Which
that like
one?
the Switch racing game that they gave out on PlayStation Plus? Oh my god, it's like super basic looking. It looks like it could almost be a mobile game. Oh my god, I played this back at
The
Nintendo.
Switch
Oh my
Switch
god.
racing game.
I played it on Switch, but it's also on PS4. Oh my god, it's like Horizon Chase.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
super basic, collect gas, boost, like just turn around.
No,
these
it's not
corners.
like that. No, it's like surprisingly deep. Like when I first played it, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like learn how to play this because like, I mean, I'm so used to playing Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And there definitely was like a learning curve going from that to this. And like I'm probably like 65% of the way through the campaign. And it's getting like pretty difficult. So I'm loving it. Like I think there's a very good chance I will play it all the way through. And then just like pop in
that
for
wouldn't
a
really
few
surprise me.
multiplayer matches and stuff like that. I'm not like going for the platinum or anything, but like it's it's just super fun.
Unless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not yet. It's what a funny game to like. I remember we got when I was at GameSpot, we got the exclusive for that game, and I thought, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Like Hot Wheels game. And then I think it was like a couple months ago when it came out. Like my friend sent me the review, and it got like a 10 out of 10 or something. He was like, "What the fuck?" And then we were all like amazed. We're like, what is this? Like, what is this thing? And yeah, everybody who's played it's like, yeah, it's awesome. It's great.
It reminds me of Demon Souls, where like people were like, yeah, it's just like the small Japanese company making an action game, whatever. We're not even gonna have somebody review it. And then like somebody was like, yo, like you need to be paying attention to this game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
but, like-
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I first heard about Demon Souls just because my friend was working at Best Buy and he said some dude came in asking about it, and like it was this whole thing, and then that's how I first heard about it. It wasn't even through like Game Press or anything. It was just some dude like trying to find a copy.
No, I mean it's definitely been weird. Like I was at Thanksgiving, like, and my brother's like, "What have you been playing?" Like having to say like a Hot Wheels game.
Hot Wheels.
Like everyone, I posted a tweet of it. The scene in Grandma's Boy where he's like, "Dude, your bed is a car." Yeah, but it's a fucking sweet car, dude. Like that's how I feel describing this game to people. It's the same kind of feeling you get like describing Animal Crossing to somebody that's never played it.
Like you do what
do
now?
chores,
You
but
do
it's
chores?
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talk
Like-
to raccoons?
There's a car in this game that's a toaster that's
Oh,
called
man.
the Roller Toaster. And when you hit the boost button, the back
I
pops
didn't even try
down
with that one.
and the toast pops up. And it's like, that's everything you need to know about this game. Like,
I mean, that
those
part's
are the
great.
vibes. It's
Okay.
nothing but good vibes.
I
in
feel
Hot
like you
Wheels.
could have come up with a really good toast pun.
Yeah.
I
like-
mean, Roller Toaster is the pun.
Sure. But like Hot Wheels are cars, man. They're not roller coasters. If it was a roller coaster where you sat in a toaster, then the pun would work, right? But
I thought you were gonna say when you boost, the bottom drops out and it's like a rail of a roller coaster coming out the back, so it looks like you're on a
You guys are
roller
thinking way
coaster.
too deeply into this. Way too deeply into this.
well,
I mean,
definitely
it sounds like this
deeper.
game. It sounds like this game fucking sucks, Chris. Is what it sounds like.
We're definitely thinking deeper than they did about that pun.
I'll say this. I started playing this game after playing Forza Horizon 5, and I have never looked back. Like I have no desire to play Forza Horizon after playing this game.
That's pretty impressive
That's
because
hilarious.
playing the intro to Forza Horizon 5, I was grinning almost the entire time and also saying like, what the fuck? What the fuck? How did they do this?
I did the exact same thing, and like, man, there's so many moments. Like, I feel like a little kid playing this game. Like when you're like just edging out, like you have that little boost right at the end of the race, and like
whoa.
you know, like you're
You know when you were a little kid and you were edging out. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, hey.
Whoa.
you know, and you're yelling at the TV like, "Come on!" There's a lot of those moments in this game. It's great. You had to take
Write
it there.
that down.
You had to.
It sounds
You had to.
It sounds
Gotta-
great.
You had
Gotta
to make,
write that
you had
one
to make
down.
it dirty.
It sounds great, Chris. What dirty? What?
What?
I never.
Hot Wheels Catch the Fever.
Hot Wheels catch the
Fever.
fever.
All right. I'll try and catch the fever.
Pokemon SoulSilver catch the fever.
Uh-huh.
This underrated small game.
Yeah, no
from-
one's played that
From
one.
the-
Arcane
little,
catch the fucking disease because it's so good.
Project L catch the fever, but you're not gonna actually catch it for like 2 years.
For like
at
a long
least.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Tales of Arise is good.
But would you say catch the fever on Tales of Rise? Or
If you're at
Probably
all
early.
interested, interested in it, then I'd say yeah, catch the fever. If you're like not really like a big, like if you're like quasi into anime kind of stuff or like
it's
JRPGs,
a fan of the genre, right? It's not like a
I'd say I would say if you
endorsement.
enjoy like things like Final Fantasy VII Remake and like Kingdom Hearts and stuff, like you'll probably like Tales of Arise. Like it's a pretty safe bet. I think if you're someone who just plays like shooters and stuff and like you enjoy Cowboy Bebop, you will not like Tales of Arise.
Enjoy Cowboy Bebop.
I feel like that's one of those.
and enjoy Cowboy Bebop.
Well,
You could go.
I feel like
fuck
that's one of the animes that's like transcended, into the mainstream a little bit. Like there's a couple, like some of the Ghibli stuff, like that transcends a little bit. I think Cowboy Bebop.
Now, if you like Cowboy Bebop, the live action show,
Have
You
either
may
of
like
watched
Tales
that?
of Arise. Okay. No.
no.
Yeah,
I
haven't
don't
either.
care. Even as a gigantic fan of Cowboy Bebop, like when they announced that, I was like, I don't really care. And then I saw them in the outfits, and I'm like, yeah, they look really good. I don't know that I still don't know if I really.
Yeah, like I'll just watch Cowboy
Air.
Bebop. It's the same way I feel about Disney movies.
Yeah, in the
I'm gonna
remakes,
watch-
it's like I'll just
yeah.
watch the original.
I'll just watch Beauty and the Beast. Like
They already made that movie.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same, mostly because, like, I don't know. I like Cowboy Bebop, and I agree that it's good, but it's definitely I'm not one of those people for whom that is like one of the end all be all animes.
No, there's
There are
it's
several.
definitely
perfect
it's
animes.
definitely incredibly influential and
Yeah.
very good,
Yeah.
but there's also like a whole other world out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was even just in Watanabe's own work. There's like a whole other
Yeah.
world out there. So
What do you say? Shall we wrap?
Yeah.
rap.
Ladies and gentlemen, and people of all kinds, this has been episode 208 of the Platformers. Thank you so much for listening or watching. If you are listening, could you please give us a nice review on your podcast platform of choice and share the show with friends, allies, and enemies because we do not advertise. So word of mouth is the only way that we have.
I hate
If
your
you-
guts. Listen to
if
this
you
show.
want to watch the show, you can see us stream it live on twitch.tv/platformerspod, and you can check out the archive VODs later on YouTube at youtube.com/platformerspod. And you can find us all on various social media platforms. You can find us all together at Platformerspod on Twitter, and you can find me on Twitter at Ribnax. That is spelled RIBNAX.
You can find me on Twitter at the Jawa Josh, and if you want to see the cool video essay stuff I'm working on, you can go to youtube.com/mediaismythic.
You can find me all over the internet at Shrives93. If you have ever played Xenoblade Chronicles, tell me what you think of it, because my copy just showed up during the show. And
I never have, but one of my friends swears by them.
I have
He likes them a lot.
I've never played one. If you want to know about how much Hot Wheels Unleashed rips fucking ass, or if you want to get spanked on the raceway, feel free to hit me up and we can play on the PS5s.
Nice. Cool. If you want to see some of the stuff that I've been getting up to, you can check out just some of my recent projects and upcoming projects. You can check out the entire campaign walkthrough for Far Cry 6 and Call of Duty Vanguard. And upcoming, you will see my work on the Halo Infinite guide for IGN. So, catch the fever on all those games. I have not jumped into the campaign for Infinite yet, but Call of Duty Vanguard and Far Cry 6 are both real good. So,
Good deal.
yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, thank you all so much for listening to the show. We love each and every one of you out there. From everybody here at the Platformers, we hope you have a wonderful week and stay safe out there and get boosted like I am.
Get your
Because until next time, ow, raising my arm.
I can't wait
up
until
that
tomorrow
high.
morning. You're like,
I'm
I
gonna
feel like a
be-
bag of dicks.
Well, from this bag of dick to yours, have a wonderful week and stay safe out there because until next time, we are out.
Boy.